Honorable President Fu Zitang, Honorable Secretary General Tang Shanwen, thank you so much for the invitation. Dear colleagues, the right to peace has recently been codified in the Declaration on the Right to Peace, which was adopted by the UN General Assembly in 2016. And the question now, of course, is how are we going to implement that right to peace? Now, efforts to bring peace to societies divided by conflict are mostly based on the liberal peacemaking model. Liberal peacemaking is a social engineering exercise based on a one-size-fits-all approach. The societies concerned are redesigned into liberal societies by building liberal institutions. In addition, the local population has to undergo training in liberal values, such as universalist human rights and liberal democracy. The interventionism of liberal peacemaking is justified by labeling societies as failed states, which means that they can no longer claim sovereignty and the principle of non-intervention. In the meantime, an alternative way of building peace has been developed, and I will call it the bottom-up peacemaking process. Bottom-up peacemaking recognizes that what constitutes peace, justice, reconciliation, and development is culturally defined. Thus, communities sometimes prefer traditional reconciliation ceremonies to elaborate written documents. Therefore, the aspirations and experiences of those communities should be leading. And this corresponds with the receptor approach to human rights, which relies on local social institutions rather than imports from other systems. Bottom-up peacemaking is highly relevant for China, which increasingly is engaging in peacemaking. Bottom-up peacemaking matches three Chinese philosophies which cherish cultural difference. I will mention them briefly. First, according to President Xi Jinping, international relations should develop into a community of shared future for mankind. And such a community should be based on harmony, but then in the Chinese sense of the concept. That means that harmony is aimed at bringing together different and perhaps even conflicting approaches. And such interaction between different viewpoints brings about creative tension, dynamism, and growth. Second, bottom-up peacemaking meets the putting people first concept, which consists of three elements. Policies must focus on the needs of the people, they should tap into the wisdom of the people, and they should encourage the people to take part in the development of them. And third, very relevant, bottom-up peacemaking also fits well into the Global Civilization Initiative, which was launched by President Xi Jinping in March of this year. According to President Xi, countries seeking modernization should rely on their own national conditions and unique features, including their histories and cultures. Therefore, the people of a country are in the best position to determine what kind of modernization best suits them. China has announced its willingness to facilitate peace talks between Israel and Palestine. This region is very well suited to serve as a testing ground for bottom-up peacemaking. The so-called Oslo peacemaking process, which is a typical example of liberal peacemaking by political elites, is going nowhere. However, there are some promising bottom-up initiatives which deserve to be supported and expanded. They involve the Mizrahim. Those are the descendants of the Jews who immigrated to Israel from Arab countries, and therefore they share a cultural heritage with the Palestinians. A rapprochement is developing between the Mizrahim Jews and the Palestinians based on their joint Arab heritage. And this growing understanding is visible in three areas in particular. First, there's a growing religious connection between the Mizrahim, who tend to be Orthodox Jewish, and the Muslim Palestinians. Second, in some areas in Israel-Palestine, everyday encounters between Mizrahim and Palestinians occur frequently at public places. According to the contact hypothesis, which was developed by the psychology scholar Gordon Allport, such intergroup encounters are likely to reduce prejudice and anxiety between the groups, while stimulating tolerance towards each other. Third, members of the Mizrahim community are returning to their roots, which translate into an increasing interest in Arab culture, in particular music. By playing into these trends, bottom-up peacemaking in the region can be fostered. I thank you very much for your attention.